pulled together and you're ready to actually sit down and start reading them and spending some time going over them. That's right, you do need to read your articles. And so I want to show you here kind of a quick way in which you can go through and get your articles ready for review. And so I'm going to start this video here. And as you can see, I still prefer to do this by hand on a piece of paper on a legal pad, but you could do this on a computer also. The first thing you need to do is you need to write the article title. And so here I'm just going to do a quick mock-up to show you. I'm not going to use any actual articles, but you write the article title up at the top, and then below it, as you're reading, you start taking notes. And these can be pretty simple notes, important statistics or quotes or facts, things that stood out to you. You don't necessarily have to write the whole quote out. You can just write a little bit of the squiggly line would be a little bit of information that jogged your memory or got you thinking about something that you want to come back to. And for each of your articles that you read, I would say you should have at least, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 notes and quotes from each article or each book. Now, for those of you who are using books, in some cases it may not be feasible to use an entire book. So instead of using entire book, you may just be using specific chapters out of a book, and that's okay. So then, let's pretend that we've done this for all of our articles, and here I'm going to show you how to start outlining your paper. And so, let's take a look here. If you take a look, I have article title 1, article title 2, article title 3, so in your case, you'd have 8 or so of these. Now, you've got all this research done. You've read your topic, you're starting to come up with maybe a working thesis, and you have to figure out, okay, how am I going to shape this into a paper? How am I going to take all these notes I have and turn them into something meaningful? And this is where you start outlining based on the notes that you've taken. And so here I want to show you this. This is the methodology that I've used in the past. It's not the only methodology to use, but I think it's a pretty useful one. And so if we take a look here, what I will go through and start doing is I'll start lettering, and I'll say, okay, all these number A's, they're kind of on the same topic, and they have some relevancy, and they have some similarity and some continuity. So A, and then let's go to B. Okay, B, quote 3 here, and article 3. It's sort of like the quote up here in article 1, quote 4. They are talking about the same topic. Oh, and quote 2 here is similar to quote 1 in article 2. Oh, and D, these are similar. They're sort of on the same topic. Now, granted, you'd be doing this for a lot more, with a lot more articles. And so you'd want to start looking at each of these A, B's, and C's are going to start developing into my body paragraph. So B, that's going to be my first paragraph. That information, that quote, that statistic, that's going to be my first body paragraph. Not my introduction, but my first body paragraph. Okay, and let's say I think I'm going to run it. A would make a great second body paragraph. And so the quotes and the statistics and the topics covered there and covered here are going to be the quotes and the statistics that I put into my second paragraph, my second body paragraph. And let's take a look here. D, that's a good third topic. So I'll turn that into a third topic here. And then C is going to be my fourth paragraph. And that's pretty much what we're looking at. So that's how you want to go through and start breaking down roughly what your paper looks like. This is a good way to outline. You got to take note, you got to read, you got to take notes, you got to organize, and then when you look through over here on the edge, you've got all the outlining, the rough outlining that you need to begin writing your paper. So now that you have this done, you can start developing your working thesis, which you've probably already started. And then after you have your working thesis, number 1, the second one that you can do is you can start working on your topic sentences. And each of your topic sentences are obviously going to match up with each of these different body paragraphs. And they all obviously need to connect back to your working thesis statement in your paper. So that gives you an idea of how to conduct your research and what to do with it once you've actually organized it, gathered it, and read it.